Hey guys, welcome back to the Chesnoid FC save here on FIFA 22. Thank you for all of your feedback in the last episode. I wasn't really sure what to do in the transfer window, and you made a very, very good point. It's extremely rare that it happens, but should Theo Bess, our goalkeeper, get injured or suspended, I would be a little bit short of any real quality backup. So as such, we're going to look to buy in with our current 25 to 30 million pound-ish budget. We're going to look to buy in another goalkeeper. Now, who that might be, I'm not sure. Obviously, Stevenson is out of our range at the moment and will be for the rest of this season. We're not looking for a centre-back at the moment, so I can take Sinesio. So I'm going to have to do a bit of background research and find some goalkeepers to potentially sign. But that is where I'm going to spend my pennies. Now, we have won 8 of our last 10 games. The other two, those two 0-0 draws there, we are unbeaten in 10 games in all competitions. We've 4 more to be played today as we approach the beginning of the January transfer window and the end of the calendar year. Now, Southampton, Leicester, Everton and Wolves are our opponents. Southampton, Everton, Leicester and Wolves are all probably pretty decent. Wolves are supposedly the lowest. Well, not supposedly the lowest. They are the lowest and theoretically, supposedly the worst. Southampton there in 11th, Leicester there in 10th, and Everton there in 9th. So, I mean, that pretty sums that up, doesn't it? So we'll probably sim the Wolves game, which is away from home at the end of the month. So we'll play the first 3 and sim that last one today. Now, in the last one, we drew 0-0 with Spartak Moscow. And we were disappointed not to have finished top of our group. However, if you have a quick look at how the Champions League draw panned out, we may have struck lucky because we've drawn Roma, as you're aware. You can see there, Chesnoid FC versus Roma, and our group winners, Monaco, drew Bayern Munich. So that was lucky. So we've got Roma, not Munich, in the first knockout round of the Champions League. Right then. Let's not waste any time. Let's get straight to the action. Drop the video like if you're enjoying what is probably going to be final season of this save. Let me know in the comment section where you think I'm actually going to start the next save. I know where I'm starting the next save. You guys don't yet. I mean, Guiri on 8 goals now. He's back to his best as of the last episode. Let's hope he continues that today. Let's go and take on Southampton. Right, Southampton. Rui Silva in goal. They're going 4-4-2. Diogo Dalot, Figueira, Akanji and Vigna. In the midfield, Teller, Diallo, Tetsier and Chancellor. Danny Ings and David Lucero up top, our former striker. Hopefully not coming back to haunt us. Danny Ings driven straight to Teller. Back to Dalot, Diallo. Teller again. Into Lucero. And out wide to Teller. Southampton untouchable at the moment in these opening stages. Gravenberch getting it away. And Martinelli will look to continue that getting away. Guiri. Chouameni and across. We are a point off top. Just a single point off the top of the Premier League. I would very much like to be a point clear of anybody else at the very top of the Premier League. At least come the end of today's episode. So we're going to crack on and try and get these results as soon as we possibly can. Rodrigo together in there to Cox, who's got support and he's going to need it. Got tackled, but it fell free to me. Gravenberch will get that to Kieran Tierney. Back across. I'm never really too sure how to cut a 4-4-2 apart because there's always seemingly cover in every given position. Oh, but Gravenberch is very tall. You would have thought good heading would go along with that. As it happens, no. Tejier across to Diallo, in there to Danny Ings. He's wound up for it, but it's going to bounce free to Cox. He's got Akanji in front of him, not Guiri. Oh, Lucero. Used to passing to players in a Chesnoid FC shirt, and clearly still in that habit a little bit as he passes the ball straight to me. Gravenberch will get that to Chouameni. Bogle out wide again. Our other wide man, of course, Gabby Martinelli, is a former Southampton man. And I see him at the back post. It's he who I tried to find that hit an arm of the defender. So we will get a free kick in a positive enough position here. See if Rodrigo can dink it into some taller men towards the back post. We'll try. And Gravenberch didn't even bother trying to jump. Obviously learning from his previous header that it's just not worth his while because he'll miss by a mile anyway. Chancellor again out wide. Oh, he's done me there with that footwork. Diallo. Blocked by Fardiol. Out for a corner. Danny Ings dangerous. Chancellor will deliver. He's right-footed, playing on their left-hand side, so we're going to have to be wary of him cutting in. Thankfully, Teo Bess comes and grabs that, and still no meaningful or strictly necessary save from any goalkeeper. That is a lovely ball. And Martinelli is on his bike and is onside against his former team, trying to score a goal for his current employers and putting it well wide of the post. Thank you. Chouameni across to Tierney. And inside to Guiri. Chouameni through the gap to Cox. Wide there to Guiri. And Cox again. Loitering with intent, but as of yet, unfulfilled intent. Jayden Bogle is there. Oh, it's not a bad ball. It's just not good enough. A man in the net, but not the ball. Still 0-0. Chouameni out wide. Bogle. Chouameni again with options there in Cox. Gabbiadini. Gabbiadini? Gabbiadini? I know, I guess he used to play for Southampton, but it's Gabby Martinelli, where Manolo Gabbiadini's name came from. I couldn't tell you, but that's a blast from the past. Manolo Gabbiadini. Bloody hell, come on, Ches. Bogle. Just not a sharp enough turn, evidently, to fool the defender. Chancellor, apparently he's quite quick. Chouameni's trying his best. Jade Bogle's tracking back. Still, there could be problems here. Tezier, evidently of their youth setup because of the no name and number, but doing a fine job in midfield, albeit can't beat Rodrigo in the air, so maybe not the finest of jobs. And we'll look for Henry Cox through the gap, and the defence has opened up here. And Cox was always going to bury that. From one no name, no number to the other no name, no number. Thankfully, it's mine that's scoring and theirs that was making the mistake, not the other way around. Southampton 0, Chesnoid FC 1. Lacroix across to Kieran Tierney. It's been a quiet second half, but one that has seen us at least take a 1-0. Take a 1-0 lead. I was kind of hoping Gabby Martinelli would be a bit stronger than that. Thankfully, Jayden Bogle is a bit faster than that, and we're able to come away with it again. Rodrigo, excellent footwork. The sharpness of turn there is just ridiculous, to be completely honest. Martinelli, wait. There's the overlap. Wait. Cross the ball. Oh, the keeper's going to get it. 9 minutes to go. And, well, I mean, the lead looks pretty safe, to be honest. Next time I get possession, which hopefully won't be too long, I shall just try and wind the clock down. Moffey has come on for them, for Danny Ings, to try and force an equaliser to partner David Lucero. In fact, I think David Lucero may actually have gone off at the last stoppage in play. But he, unfortunately for him and thankfully for me, wasn't able to give his current club a goal against his former club. So all he has done to us is given us a big boost in our bank balance. Well, the referee looked like he was going to give a foul there. Diallo will look to get this forward, and he finds Nathan Teller. He's going to out wide to Sebastian Allaire, who's the man that's come on for Lucero. That's going to bobble free, but there we go. Time will tick down now. 3 points. 9 wins from our last 11 games in all competitions, and still maintaining the pressure on a certain Manchester United at the top of the Premier League table. Let's see what their result was this weekend. They beat Liverpool by 3-1. At least they're beating Liverpool by 3-1. There is still 15 minutes to go in that game. 15 minutes, rather evidently by the league table, has seen them run out victorious. Muhaid and Ko Itakura running out of contract. I'll deal with that, well, now. And then we'll go and play Leicester. Leicester then lining up with Ibanez in goal. Dumfries, De Vries, Mavropanos and Luke Thomas as the back four. Mohamed Kamara and Elif Elmas. Alvarado, Leshabella, Thomas Lemar and Raspadori round out their starting 11. You can see the bench on the left-hand side. Some talent in there as well. Obviously, with the intention of this currently being the last season in the save, I didn't necessarily have to go and offer contracts to those players. But on the off chance we do end up doing another season here, I want to make sure that I've got the players with me and I don't necessarily lose them for free. I may obviously end up selling those players at a later date, but certainly if I want to move them on, I'd like to do it for a sizable fee and not for free in a summer window. My intention is still to end the save at the end of this season, but things may change between now and then. We shall have to wait and see. Tchouameni gets a foot on that. Martinelli will look for Amin Gouiri, who's, what? Destroyed? Advantage played or not? Didn't look like it. He's got a bit of space now. He's kicked it straight against Mavropanos's face. I've made a change or two, actually. Harvey Elliott is in on the right-hand side, and Itakura is in at centre-back. So, yes, 2 changes. Leicester with the corner in the 14th minute by a few seconds, actually. It's come in. Fardiol's the man underneath it. Up we go, please. Raspadori wins it. Tomalamar brings it down. Leshabella, Raspadori, Tomalamar, Leshabella again. Oh, nice tackle. And we'll just work this away, and I'll try and build a counter-attack off that. And fail to build a counter-attack. Oh, maybe not. We could still have something in the bag. No, we won't. Camera's done well there. Now, Leicester are the side that are countering with... Oh! Dangerous, dangerous intent. Spectacular finish from Raspadori up top for them with Andrea Bellotti on the bench. You think, oh, maybe it's the wrong decision. Or Raspadori must be a hell of a player to keep Andrea Bellotti out of the starting lineup. Take a touch, bang. Yeah, not picking that one out, are we? Elmas through the gap to Leshabella. Alvarado! 2 nearly come along at once. Christ. This is technically our derby game, isn't it? We did select Leicester as our rival in this division. So it's no real surprise that they're stepping up their game against us. But perhaps it is a surprise that finishers of that quality are how they might end up beating us. Made a big point in today's episode about our unbeaten run in all competitions. Well, Leicester are doing their damnedest to ensure that we do finally lose a game and the run comes to an end. Tchouameni to Gravenberg. Really, really well worked by the Dutchman. Martinelli will look for him again here. Anything Raspadori can do? Ryan definitely can't. Oh, that was as bad as Raspadori's finish was good. Tierney into Cox. Ryan's going for the run. Oh, and his touch lets him down. Let's play him through the middle. Do have a tendency to build out wide, so try not get used to offering both options for my forward players. He's offside, surely. No, he's on. Best with the save. Leicester in nearly for a second. Tom Alamar. That's comfortable enough. Elliott will bring that down. Knock that there for Amin Gouiri, and there might be the chance of an equalising goal before half-time. I'm just going to keep running in a straight bloody line. Oh, there's an extra defender across there. I hadn't noticed him. It might not matter. Gabbiadini! Why do I keep saying Gabbiadini? Gabby Martinelli! I said Gabbiadini in the Southampton game. Not even sure whether it made the highlight, but I called Gabby Martinelli Gabbiadini against Southampton. We've just done it again. Well, I guess to be fair, the way that he finished there, that was more Gabbiadini. Camara, Leshabella, Elmas. Leshabella again. This would be a major dagger in our title hopes if Leicester see this through. An even bigger dagger if they win by more than one. Jayden Bogle should win this and has done. Henry Cox has done nicely to win that, although he's forced Elliott a long way wide to recover possession. I don't know whether the game, or he says as he sprints straight into the man, is getting a bit stretched. And I need to be a little bit more composed in possession. Andrea Bellotti is now off the bench for them at half-time for Raspadori. Evidently that first half stunner wasn't enough to keep him on the field of play. Fardiol wins that header, even though Stefan de Vrij didn't really seem like he wanted to challenge for it. Elliott gets a foot on that, and we will keep it in play. Right, bit more composed in possession, Ches. And maybe you can get yourself an equaliser, or perhaps, hopefully, something more. Cox to Harvey Elliott. Looking back for Cox. And Gravenberg. Oh, it's great footwork, but I just couldn't find the space to actually get a shot away. Elliott. Oh, I Oh, he's offside. Fuck. Time to make a change, I think. Jaden Bogle actually a little bit tired. That's not necessarily going to be the change that wins me a game, though, is it? That's the only problem. Riley McGree for Shuameni, I think. And then... I'm going to bring Rodrigo on for Henry Cox. He's not a striker, but certainly can do the damage up top, as we've seen this season. Half an hour to make the difference. Please, boys, go and do so. Itakura. Across to Harvey Elliott. McGree. Okay, well, never mind. Harvey Elliott. Scoop it. Oh, not the best of crosses. Riley McGree chasing it down. Not actually getting it back. Steps, so he's offside. And then, of course, the other defender goes and plays him onside again by just sprinting back towards him. It's like the defenders don't have any understanding of what offside is. They're like, oh, he's made a run. I'll go and chase him. Leave him alone. It's like 10 yards offside. You don't need to then go and mark him and make him onside. Just freaking leave him there. So annoying. Lamar to Elmas. Speaking of offside. Okay, no, not speaking of offside. Oh, that was dangerous. I thought it was off. I really genuinely thought it was off. Rodrigo to Guiri. All the way out wide left to Martinelli. Rodrigo, make me a decent move, please. The defender has gotten back to him. Martinelli finds Rodrigo. Gravenberg. Oh, big save by Ibanez, looking for the same top corner that Raspadori found in the first half. It's a decent corner. It's won well by Mavropanos. Jesus Christ, he went for Rodrigo's feet there, didn't he? I say feet, probably went through him at the knees that he made contact. Gravenberg to Guiri. Back to Rodrigo. Oh, brilliant tackle by De Vries. 15 or so to go. We still trail by 1 and maybe more. Still could be maybe more. Pratt. Oh, it very well maybe more. Lamar back to Elmas. He's looked to lobbed him. Oh my God, what a goal. That's defeat. Guaranteed. But that goal is worthy of winning any game of football ever. The audacity to even try it. And he's just... I can't even explain that goal to you. Why he's even looked for that in the first place? He's kind of run around. I mean, it's definitely a FIFA goal. Because there's no way that legs work that way in real life. Oh, fair play to them. In our derby game, we played more like derby. That's been a goal in the Chelsea game. I don't even know who Chelsea have today. Itakura trying to close down Belotti and does well to hold him up. Chelsea are beating Newcastle. That'll bring them back into the fold at the top of the table, or certainly keep them competitive at the very least. Ah, Christ. Pratt. Back to Dumfries, to Lema. I mean, how many Leicester bodies do want to be... Oh, God. How many Leicester bodies do they want to be forward? How bad does our marking want to be? No defensive line whatsoever. And we really are playing like derby. Yeah. It's just awful. It's just absolutely awful. 3-0. Oh, that's a lovely ball out to Andrea Belotti. That's a strange ball by Belotti to Pratt. That's going to be game. Well, it was impressive to go on the unbeaten run that we did. And we also lost the unbeaten run in impressive manner too. Absolutely destroyed by Leicester City in that fixture. And I had no real response to them whatsoever. I don't really want to go to that post-match interview, to be completely honest. Arsenal, do me a favour, please. Did they? Oh, they did. They did. They drew. They drew. Chelsea back in the hunt. City only 3 points behind us as well. Spurs and Liverpool slightly further away. Right, it was Everton next and then Wolves. Everton next and then Wolves. Everton with Mikeladze in goal. He's a new gen. Mulder, Botman, Timber and Ayrton. Alan Ugarte in the midfield with Iwobi, Arribas and Andabaranachea with Andre Silva up top. With a regen in goal... don't know what to expect. He's not that highly rated, I don't think, either. Everton aren't that highly placed in the league, either. But neither were Leicester. And, well, you just saw the mauling I got at the hands of the Tigers. Not the Tigers, the Foxes. I was using the Hull term. Hull of the Tigers. We got a mauling at the hands of the Foxes, unfortunately. Do Foxes maul? I mean, they've got claws. Oh, whatever. As long as I don't get mauled by the bloody toffees. I don't want to get stuck. 0-0 after 5 minutes with a corner for Everton. One of my former teams. One of the teams I've most enjoyed managing over the years of my FIFA career modes. Hopefully, I won't get stuck against them. A second corner, though. We're stuck in our own box at the moment. Iwobi will deliver. And away we go, please, Gabby. Thank you, sir. Ugarte through the gap to Silva. Baranachea. Everton really good in possession so far. It's been all them in this opening portion of the game. Andre Silva turns nicely, but tackled well. It's not where I wanted that pass to go, though. Is it? It's not where they wanted that pass to go, though, either, I suppose. Nice first touch by Martinelli to get him away from the man. Gawiri is there. Good footwork from him. Forward to Henry Cox. Through, looking for Ryan Gravenberg, who's been really poor in front of goal so far today, but has at least earned us a corner there. Rodrigo will deliver said corner. Allen will clear said corner, annoyingly. Will knock that back to then come forward again. And there is Gravenberg again. And Henry Cox has made a good run. And he's got past the defender. And he'll stand it up. Looking for the Dutchman in the middle. But again, blocked well. Whip it towards the near post. And this time maybe Gawiri can get to it. Nope. Gravenberg across to Lacroix. Here's Jaden Bogle. Inside nicely. Sherman's touches. God-awful. And Christ knows what's going wrong for us today. Audi Bass out to Baranachea, who's run past me. I mean, that could have pinballed anywhere. Thankfully, it hit Baranachea's arm. But as we approach half-time here, it was 0-0 at the break against Southampton. And it looks like it may well be again here against Everton, unless... Why would you play that there? I've tried to give that to Amin Gawiri, who's bursting through the middle of the box. I haven't had an issue with passing for a little while, but it's kind of killing me off at the minute in this one. A couple of misplaced passes costing me some opportunities on goal. As long as we don't get misplaced pass in the defensive third, gifting a goal to Everton, I don't mind as much. It means we'll at least draw and not lose. Anyway, it won't be with that corner. That'll be keeper's ball. 0-0 at half-time against Southampton. We got the win. 0-0 at half-time here against Everton. Let's get the win. Shermany. What? Caught from behind, and apparently fairly so. Hell of a lunge. I was just switching the ball from one flank to the other, as they might be looking to do sooner rather than later. Well, they're doing it on the floor at least. Baranachea, his ball is blocked well, but Andre Silva is supposedly the player to watch. We've been watching everybody else but Andre Silva so far, because he's done nothing in this game to this point. They made a change at half-time to take Alex Iwobi off and bring on Basotsi, player who I've genuinely never heard of, but what's the betting? He makes a reputation for himself in this game. I'll certainly make sure that I never forget his name again. Martinelli quickly inside there to Gawiri. Cox is there. Henry Cox deflects it off Urien Timber. It's out for a corner. Half an hour to go here. Rodrigo delivers. It's a good ball. Up we go. Henry Cox could go up. Oh, I mean, okay. Not necessarily the way I saw that going, but fair enough. Nice. Oh, he's offside. Oh, can't do anything, apparently, at the minute. Lofted forward. Shermany will win that header and win it comfortably too. And Cox is looking to find Gawiri in behind. Oh, could have done with a nice ball through there. It wasn't the worst, but Gawiri couldn't get away from the defender. Can you get away from him this time? I'll play it into the channel. I mean, Gawiri, one of our best goal scorers of all time. Tipped wide by the keeper. Very good stop. Gravenberg with the delivery. Martinelli's up. Timber's up. We're there with Fardiol finding Henry Cox. Backing away is Rodrigo with a bit of space. And Martinelli again. Looking for Rodrigo again. Please now! Oh! I couldn't score against Leicester. And I can't seem to score against Everton either. All of my goals have dried up. Get there, get there, get there. I meant my man, not yours. Andre Silva with the through ball. Fardiol with the auto interception, which actually was quite good, but it still ended up going back to Everton, and now I'm still worried. Allen, there's a man on the edge of the box. It's Ugarte. Baranachea, good save by Teo Best. Oh, and breathe. Jesus Christ. Still plenty of time left for something to happen in this game. Everton have been atrocious in real life recently. Really, really bad. But at the moment, they're playing really well here. I'm going to switch wings with Rodrigo. I'm not going to bring Medeiros on, though. I ordinarily might have liked to have brought on a striker up top, but Medeiros doesn't quite have what it takes at the minute. Still a better option than Randy and Teka, but in a situation like this, I don't feel like Medeiros is quite the player I need at the moment. But hopefully, by the time we get to the crunch end of the season, he will have had enough first-team football and grown enough for him to be a genuine asset to the squad in any given moment, rather than just some moments. Guiri still going out wide. Oh, I tried to play it across to Riley McGree and just couldn't find the pass. Basotzi, their substitute, losing possession and giving it away back to a Chesnoid FC man, looking for a man that switched wings. Gravenberg is there. Cox is short. Took an ace to take a touch, though. Come on. I just need to find what... Oh, Jesus, he went for me there. I just need to find one finish. All we need is to find a finish once to win this by a goal to nil. Lagsier looking to get down the wing and find that one finish for Everton instead. Oh, can I get to that with a defender? Yes, but no. Weirdly, Ugarte back to Adi Bass. Not sure if it took a deflection. I think it might have done. Have a look at a replay if there is one to see if it did. I think it might have hit Gravenberg. No, it looked like it was just on target and needed saving regardless. Andre Silva off for them. He's done not much for them up top at all. Not sure who's come on in his place. Rodrigo's clearance is dead. He's Adibas. It's Liam Delap that's come off the bench for them. He scored against us last time we played Everton. I remember that. Basotzi with the corner. In and not away by McGree. It was Liam Delap that was there again. It's now another corner for Everton. 3 minutes added on at the end of the game. So there is time to go on a counter-attack. Should we be able to get possession? A minute, I can't even stay on my feet. Let alone get possession and go on a counter-attack. A corner from this side now. Best continuing to make saves. Lacroix with the header. Get there, please. Riley's not going to get there, is he? Oh, he might. He did, I think, but Laxi is going to turn it around. It's going to be a 0-0 draw or a 1-0 Everton win. So I'm terrified it's going to be the latter. I tried to play the pass and he just... No! Heart, mouth. Oh. A 0-0 draw against Everton. I mean, I had 3 chances, they had 10. I kind of have to take that. I kind of have to take it. It does mean that Manchester United will extend their lead at the top of the table to 4 points, meaning that they are now a game away from us. Wolves away next as well. Oh, I've done the sim rather than the quick sim. Dabrowski, Semedo, Kilman, Eric, Deveev, Dendonka, Bensuro, Valentino, Girassi, Lang, and Ruben Vinagre. Jump to result, please. Oh, Medeiros! After I gave him a bit of criticism, of course, typical, comes back to bite me in the bum. Never mind. Never mind. Typical. Absolutely fucking typical. Right, into the January transfer window we go then. Are we going to get a bid on opening day for someone? We are not. Just some information on players that I currently have in my youth setup that I don't want. The gap is still 4 points then at the top of the table. I will look for a backup goalkeeper. Speaking of Derby, we've got them in the cup. It's like the game hears me. I'm playing like Derby. Well, here, play Derby. Oh, Medeiros isn't very good. Doesn't pop up with goals when I need him. Scores the only goal in a 1-0 win. Just fucking typical. Regardless, thank you very much for watching, guys. Appreciate your support as ever. I will see you tomorrow for another one where hopefully we can close that gap above again. I'll see you then.